Hey guys, so we got a final release in terms of our Master Set players for the Stanley Cup playoff event. Obviously, a big name here. I did go over all of the Master Set cards in another video I did a few days ago as Pietrangelo and Giguere were leaked. But let's go into all of the other cards they released, as there are some big-time players that would be fantastic additions to your team. So let's get into those cards right now. We'll start with the 91 overall Paul LAUS from the Florida Panthers. Man, it's been a minute, but the Florida Panthers did make a finals appearance, which is just nuts to me. 6'1", 216, and a right-handed defenseman. Unfortunately, his speed is just way too low at this stage of the game. His shot is fantastic, but yeah, you're not going to be able to do anything with that speed right now, especially with everyone else having 99. So if I were to pack this one, it would be a definite sell from me. Then we've got the 92 overall STEPHANE YELLE. For whatever reason, this playoff run in 04 was probably the most influential in terms of becoming a hockey fan for me. That was the year I became a Sharks fan, really, and I remember all of these guys like STEPHANE YELLE and someone else we're going to talk about in just a second. But again, same kind of scenario as the prior card, 93 speed. With SP, I mean, it's a little bit better. His slap shot power is nice at 94. Accuracy, though, only at 86, although his awareness stats are fantastic. And he's got 93 faceoffs. For a lower overall team, this might not be a bad card, and you might be able to get him a little bit cheaper because of his speed. You just have to make sure you have the speed synergies activated for this card, or you'll get blown by. Then we've got the 92 overall Yurka Lume, 6'1", 214, and again, these are icon upgrades, so the speed is always going to be an issue. 93 overall, shot over 90 though, which is nice, and awareness stats are really high as well for a left defenseman. Again, 93 speed is still really low, even with synergies, but if you have a lower overall team, around 90 overall, a left-handed defenseman that has over 90 shooting is really valuable. So, again, could be a nice, cheaper card, but he'd have to be paired with someone who's very, very fast. Then we've got the 93 overall BRENT SUTTER. This has been one of my favorite cards ever since launch, just because of how he is. His stats are. They're basically all even across the board. But he's got 99 skating and then 91 everything else except for 99 faceoffs. This is one of the best, not master set cards you can get. Is anyone could use him. He's 6 foot, which is just on that line. Is right-handed, however, so for anyone that can't use a right-handed centerman, that would cause an issue. But he has 99 draws and 99 skating. That alone is valuable, but definitely a nice card. And unless you have a full lineup of better players, this would be definitely a card I could see using for sure. Then we've got the 93 overall RUSLAN FEDOTENKO, much like this STEPHANE YELLE comment I made earlier. I remember FEDOTENKO on his cup run. 95 speed, is 6'1", has a great shot power at 95, but only 88 accuracy. Anything under 90 right now is going to be really tough because goaltenders are hitting the high 99 or the high 90 stats. So that one's going to be tough, especially because he is 93 overall, so he might cost quite a bit. All of his other stats are obviously great. He does have 95 awareness, but honestly, I think there'd be other cards that would go for around the same price that he will that I'd rather have than this one, so this would probably be a sell for me. Moving on to KIRK McLean, 94 overall. Only problem here is that he's 6 foot, although he is a stand-up, so that, I mean, it's always kind of interesting to me for goaltenders that use different stances, but he has a good build, 97 glove high, 93 positioning, and then 79 aggression, so it's a good build. He's just 6 foot, so obviously this would be a pass from me. Next up, we've got the 94 overall Krupp, as he has been one of the better defenseman cards, ever since I believe his Winter National release. He's 6'6", 255. He's huge. His speed is always going to be in question at 94 speed, but he has 97 agility, so obviously you're going to need some synergies there to bump that up, but his shot is fantastic. 98 power, 92 accuracy. With his size and shot, he is usable. It's just, again, same kind of scenarios before. He has to be paired with someone fast because you're going to get straight-lined if you try and play one-on-one, but a very, very good card. Then we've got the 94 overall Brandon CARLO, 6'5". Brandon CARLO is one of the best defenseman cards in the game throughout. 99 skating, 96 power, 85 accuracy. Obviously, accuracy is a little low, but power is what you really need in terms of defenseman. And then his awareness is over 90 as well. This is a fantastic card and one of the better right-handed defensemen in the game for sure. This would be a high target of mine if I can't get like Brent Burns or the Carlsons, those kind of cards. And we've got the 95 overall, Ed Belfour. And same thing as before. Ed Belfour is a great player and one of my favorite goalies when I was growing up, but he's 5'11" and just not really usable in NHL Hockey Ultimate Team. Following him, we've got 96 overall Jason Arnott, who is usable. One of the best cards in terms of builds at 6'5", 220, 99 speed, acceleration, agility, mid-90s shooting, 95 body checking, and his awareness stats are almost perfect, and 99 faceoffs. This is a fantastic center card for anyone that can't get like the high-end, like Kopitar, those Draisaitl, the 99 Draisaitl, or Matthews. This is a great alternative. And then we've got the 98 Ryan O'Reilly, 6'1", 99 skating, 95 shooting. This is a damn near perfect card, and he's got great awareness stats, faceoffs. This one of the best centermen in the game. And again, the only thing he's going to be edged out by is the Matthews, the Kopitars, the Draisaitl card. But this is a almost flawless card, and someone I would love to have. You pack him, I would keep him. Then we've got the 98 Jaromir Jagr, who is almost in the same boat. It's 6'3", 230 with 99 speed and basically 99 shooting, everything else as well. A perfect build. This is what you're looking for in a winger card. The 97 Jagr is fantastic. I'll go over the sets in just a second, but this is, again, one of the best left-handed winger cards in the game, just based on his build alone. Then we've got the 99 overall Alex Pietrangelo, 6'3", 99 skating, 99 shot power. I said this in my video in terms of all the master sets. In my opinion, he's the second most valuable master set player in this entire series, and that's just because he plays right defense and he is one of the top 3 right defensemen in the game. A definite get if you're able to get him. If you already have Kopitar, this should be your next get, as it's almost a perfect right-handed defenseman for NHL 20. And then we've got the 99 overall J.S. Giguere, one of my favorite goaltenders growing up, 6'1". I believe one of the only players to ever win the Conn Smythe on a losing team in the finals as well. 80 aggression, and his stats are perfect. But again, he's 6'1". I would have to try him out, but I would bet any money that they just don't knock down the shots that bigger goaltenders do, even if they have lesser stats. So this one would be, in my opinion, the least valuable of all of the master set items. And, so that's going to do it for these cards. But let's take a look at the sets real quick. All right, so just taking a look at the sets for this one, I'll go over if I think they're worth it or not. First of all, please don't ever do this one. The flashback pack for 7 gold collectibles. That's a terrible value for you. Please don't do this one. Then the two gold collectibles for 4 Stanley Cup Ultra Packs, same kind of thing. You're losing value on these. Moving on to the actual 99s, I would never do the 26 gold collectibles for an untradeable choice because, you could just save 3 as the Pietrangelo is an endgame card, so no reason to waste 3 gold collectibles. Now moving on to the actual ones that you can trade in, where it's Lassi Kukkonen, who was one of my favorite cards this entire season, and then 13 gold collectibles. If you do have this card and are able to get it, that is a fantastic option. I think that's a good value for you. Again, you're probably going to have them untradeable. I think that's a definite value for sure. And then the goaltender ones, again, it's not really going to be worth it. I mean, the Carter Hart, arguably, he's not gigantic by any means, but it's still not worth 13 gold collectibles to get 99 Giguere. The other ones, I believe, are the Winter National event. The Young Stars Mackenzie Blackwood. Please do not trade this in. The 91 Blackwood is 100% better, as he's one of the best goaltenders the entire year. And then moving on, we've got the Peter Mrazek. This one maybe, but because Peter Mrazek wasn't all that fantastic. But again, just no point in wasting it. And then lastly, it's the 95 Giguere. If you're a Ducks fan, maybe. This one isn't terrible value if you have this one untradeable, but again, you're wasting 7 gold collectibles on a goaltender, which is just not worth it. And then you've got the 97 Jagr and 2 gold collectibles. In my opinion, it's worth it. I mean, you're basically sending $100K for a +1 upgrade everywhere. I guess in terms of value, that's not worth it. But if you have the capital, this is fine. Just be careful. If you have a tradable Jaromir Jagr like I do, I would not trade this in for a +1. I would sell it on the market because he's going for almost $1 million. So keep that in mind, guys. So that is going to do it for today's video. That covers all of the latest releases in the Stanley Cup final event. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.